We were the first to report the arrest of a former Abilene pastor charged with a child sex crime. His former employer releasing two statements today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Veronica Soto. K-Texas reporter John Rapolo tells us more about the alleged abuse that happened in 1996 while Jeff Berry worked at Pioneer Drive Baptist Church. John?
Yeah, Veronica, 55-year-old Jeff Berry now lives in Franklin, Tennessee. He was arrested there yesterday on a sealed indictment out of Taylor County. He's accused of inappropriately touching an underage male, but according to court documents obtained by us, K-Texas, there are more alleged victims. Take a look. This is the Tennessee mugshot taken by the Williamson County Sheriff's Office Monday of 55-year-old Jeff Berry, arrested 23 years after allegedly inappropriately touching a 14-year-old boy. At the time, he was employed as a Christian music leader by the Pioneer Drive Baptist Church in Abilene. The church released two statements Tuesday following our report Monday night. In the first one, to church members, Pastor Stan Alcorn writes, "Jeff Berry is my friend. I love him as a Christian brother. I'm praying earnestly for Jeff today and will continue to do so." He also writes, "We also pray for the alleged victims." In a release to the media sent out an hour later, the pastor writes, "Pioneer Drive is committed to the safety of our children. We fully intend to cooperate with any local authority." The allegations first came to light in divorce documents filed by Berry's wife, Anna, in 2018. The alleged 14-year-old victim, now in his mid-30s, said Berry invited him to his house for pizza and, quote, began spooning me and took off his shirt. He claims Berry turned off all the lights and began inappropriately touching his body. According to the divorce affidavit, there was at least one other victim. He was 15 or 16 at the time and was also invited to Berry's home. Berry pulled himself on top of me and started kissing, caressing, and fondling me for around 15 to 20 minutes. At the time of his arrest, Berry was working for World Visions in Tennessee, a Christian organization that claims to help communities with poverty. All right, Berry, considered to be a fugitive, is being held on a $10 million bond there in Tennessee. Late this afternoon, his employer, World Visions, released a statement to us saying he's been placed on administrative leave. Probably much more on this one coming at you soon. We're live in the studio. John Rapolo, K-Texas News.
A lot there, John. Thank you. Pioneer Drive Baptist Church, also where fugitive Jeffrey Forrest worked. He's accused of having sex with boys. Forrest jumping bail right before his trial, and Forrest was a daycare worker and went on retreats with children. He's been on the run for nearly 2 years, and he's wanted by the U.S. Marshals. Now to an Abilene daycare worker who's accused of not reporting complaints about her co-workers' inappropriate behavior. The jury trial for Amanda McGee, the former director of Wiley Baptist Church Development Center, began today. She faces a misdemeanor charge for failing to report complaints of sexual abuse. Court documents show more than one person told her that they witnessed former daycare worker Benjamin Russell Roberts aroused when children sat on his lap. McGee claims that she does not remember any reported abuse. If convicted, she could spend up to a year in jail and faces a $4,000 fine.
We are tracking a cold front moving through the area. That's going to bring us what we need, some cooler temperatures. It's also bringing some thunder showers, mainly here east of the Abilene area, especially around Baird all the way over to the, well, Eastland area, and those showers are along the cold front. You can see that thin green line that's pushing all the way down there now south of Robert Lee. Temperatures behind the front, well, they're lagging a little bit as far as a big blast of cold air coming in, but you can see some 70s in our northwestern areas, still holding on to a lot of 80s though, just as the front moves on through. And we are looking at temperatures coming on down. Rain chances move into the into the heartland this evening. We're all done with rain chances by 10 o'clock tonight. It's 48 and cool for your Wednesday. We'll have your forecast coming up.
Sounds good, Mark. Thank you. New at 6, 2 pilots survive a plane crash near the Stevens County Airport. It happened around noon yesterday. While attempting to land, the plane had engine problems. One of the wings clipped trees along a fence line on the field, according to a Breckenridge newspaper. The crash sparked 2 acres of a fire there, a grass fire. According to the Breckenridge Fire Department, the FAA is investigating. The plane had taken off from the San Angelo Mathis Field, according to FlightAware. A firefighter in Nolan County is still on the job today despite pleading guilty to arson. KTX's reporter AJ Gersh is in the studio to explain. AJ?
Yeah, Veronica, Chris Ramirez is a member of the Roscoe Volunteer Fire Department, but back in 2015, he pled guilty to a felony charge of arson. Roscoe, Texas. A town so small that you can fit its entire population inside the Abilene Convention Center auditorium. Everybody knows everybody, which is why it's surprising that not many know that Chris Ramirez, a Roscoe volunteer firefighter, pleaded guilty to arson.
No, I think it's really kind of ironic.
Ramirez was arrested on January 14th, 2015. As you can see in this indictment, he lit someone's belongings on fire with a match. The indictment also says Ramirez started the fire with intent to damage or destroy a building in Sweetwater. As part of the plea deal, Ramirez received deferred adjudication. We contacted his superior, Roscoe Volunteer Fire Chief Verge Pruitt.
The question was, are you still okay with employing him? Is he still a member of the Volunteer Fire Department?
Yes, he's still a member.
Just so you know, you're fully aware of the felony, the arson charge, everything, and he's still a member. That's all that I'm asking.
Yeah, you just go ahead and put what you want to, and we'll go with it from there.
Citizens in Roscoe concerned.
I think it just puts everything in a bad light. And I'm sure there are other people that would say the same thing.
We talked to several people who agree but wouldn't go on camera in fear of retaliation.
I think that it should be public knowledge.
Tom Griffith asking what many in Roscoe are thinking.
And the question would be is why is he on the fire? Why is he a firefighter?
And we also talked to Sweetwater Fire Chief Grant Madden. He said if he was a volunteer chief, he couldn't hire someone with a history of arson with a clean conscience. In the studio, I'm AJ Gersh, KTXS News.
AJ, thank you. Here in Abilene, new grassroots initiative launched by Mayor Anthony Williams and the Community Foundation of Abilene earlier today. Thrive ABI is a new initiative meant to help pinpoint community issues and improve on them. Data from the initiative will be provided to help the Abilene community improve key areas like education, health, and downtown development. Thrive ABI is meant to bridge conversations with different people inside the community.
This is truly a grassroots effort designed to have some conversations that will allow us to make Abilene better.
Leaders say the first step to kickstarting this new initiative is the establishment of a community vision. Thrive ABI wants to hear what you think a thriving Abilene would look like. Information for upcoming forums can be found on our website. That's ktxs.com. Lots of people wanting to help out and make this place better. This weather putting people in a better mood as it cools
we are
down.
getting the cooler air to come in to push out the hot temperatures we had today. Got up to 91 this afternoon after a low of only 69. We'll be much cooler than that tomorrow. Your forecast coming up next.
Also coming up, he was untrained and he's only a year old. Still, his protective nature kicking in, and a dog is credited for saving his owner's life.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 6 with Veronica Soto, Will Jensen, Mark Rowlett, and Evan Nemick.
Mesa Springs Healthcare Center, getting you back to independent living.
Roofer, your storm alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett.
Good evening, everyone. We are seeing showers mainly off to the east of Abilene. Now that the cold front's pushed on through, I think our rain chances are done for the Abilene area, and we can track that dark little green line. That is the wind shift line. That is the cold front. It's already pushed well through Abilene, already through Taylor County now. But the eastern end is stirring up some showers and thunder showers, some pretty heavy downpours now moving out of Putnam into Cisco. We see some other heavy downpours over there around the Mineral Wells area, and it's starting to kind of fill in to be more of a solid line. This may move down into Brown and Comanche counties here in the next little bit, but I'm afraid the better chances of needed rainfall are going to stay for our extreme eastern areas. The rain we had, just some light showers, mainly around and south of Interstate 20. That's farther on to the south, but there are some strong storms moving into Austin and queuing up to move into San Antonio later on this evening. In contrast, we'll just track some stray showers and thunder showers in our eastern areas for the next couple of hours. Majority of us are going to stay dry. We'll keep our alert tracker in the low risk range for tonight. Rain chances again mainly around Brown, Coleman, Comanche counties here for the next couple of hours. Temperatures for Abilene, 78 at 7 o'clock, 65 at 10 o'clock tonight, 48 tomorrow morning. Going to be noticeably cooler like it should be this time of the year. Here's our weather forecast model. We stopped this at 8 o'clock. Not showing much action around our area. I think we'll still see some showers, though, maybe around Brady over toward Hamilton. The organized area of rain developing farther on to our south, and you see a big area of rain down here in South Texas all the way over to Houston and to southwest Louisiana at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're just looking at a few lingering clouds, mainly south of Interstate 20. It's sunny and a beautiful afternoon for Wednesday with highs only around 70. Fair and cool again for Wednesday night, lows in the 40s Thursday morning. We're up near 80 on Thursday afternoon. Warmer air returns on Friday. We are looking at, I think, generally fair skies and highs back in the low to mid 80s for Friday afternoon. Temperatures, you see some cooler air, but it's lagging behind the wind shift. Look at that 65 up there in Amarillo ahead of the cold front. 93 in Austin, 95 in Del Rio, closer to home. 70s in our northwestern areas. Much of the rest of the area is still in the 80s, and it's 83 right now in Abilene, but notice the wind from the north at 22. So the cool air is coming on in. Look for clearing skies tonight with lows down to 48. And for tomorrow, a classic fall day with a high up around 70. In Brownwood, a chance of a thunder shower this evening. It's dry for Wednesday through Friday. Sweetwater, Snyder, you're dry right on through Friday. Temperatures do warm up as we get toward Friday, and then we are looking at normal temperatures for the weekend. Another cold front comes in Sunday night to bring rain chances for mainly our eastern areas.
Sounds great. We can go back to having our pumpkin lattes around here.
There you go, and long sleeves.
Well, still ahead, not only can owning a dog help you live longer, they can also save it. How one man is thankful his dog was there in the nick of time.
Years ago when Batman mysteriously
Accident. A Wichita Falls man says his dog Rambo is the reason why he's alive today. For a dog that wasn't trained, Rambo really came through here, helping his owner get to the porch and alerting his wife. Shatanya Clark has this story.
It was down in there like that, in my leg.
Wichita Falls resident Johnny McKnight is recovering after his chainsaw got away from him and made a cut in his left leg so deep it was about a quarter inch away from his bone.
Them trees that I done tore down back over yonder, I was cutting them up in some kind of way or another. The saw that I was using, I don't know how it got me.
McKnight began yelling for help, and that is when his one-year-old dog Rambo ran to the rescue.
The only thing I felt was the cutting, and it was digging, and it was just sitting right in there.
McKnight says Rambo began nudging him, trying to get him to stand up, and he held on to his dog, while the dog held on to his pants with his teeth, and he began hopping to the front of the yard to find help.
He had a hold of my pants right here.
McKnight says when he saw how much blood he was losing, he thought it was all over for him, but it was not. Rambo helped to pull McKnight to the front of the house, pushed him to the steps at the front porch, and began barking, alerting McKnight's wife, who was taking a shower and was totally unaware of what her husband was going through outside.
I heard a lot of commotion outside. The dogs were really barking. Kind of like I've never heard them bark before. It was really strange.
And I was blessed to have that dog. I just, I had to cry in my soul because that dog did. He's safe.
Shortly after Althea heard the dog, she heard her husband's cry for help, ran outside, and called 911. Both Johnny and Althea say they are grateful they have such a bright and courageous dog.
Johnny's expected to fully recover in about a week or so, and lucky that that chainsaw did not hit any bones. And here on Tuesday at K-Texas, it is Tail Waggin' Tuesday, and this pup here is in the full Halloween spirit already. This is Ellie relaxing in her hot dog costume, and it was submitted by our very own sports director, Evan Nimick, here with us now. And I understand that she has more costumes to come, right?
That's just the newest Halloween costume for Ellie. She's got a unicorn costume and a bumblebee costume, and
so
we love to see those
cute.
pictures on Chime In. So
yeah, send us your pics.
I know a lot of people dress up their dogs whether they like it or not.
Yeah, they're, some people's children. Evan and Mick, what you got in sports?
We're talking about Abilene High and Cooper. They only have 3 football games left in the season, so these games are getting bigger and bigger as we go. We'll visit with both teams coming up. Plus, Eastland star quarterback makes a big decision on where he's playing in college. That story next.